With the ongoing crisis in Sudan getting worse by the day, I've decided I need to start looking into educating myself more about Sudan and understanding the situation and the history and the politics of Sudan. As I don't know too much about this, I decided to reach out to people that I know who work for various NGOs, who have studied African history, who are currently studying international relations, or work in international relations. So these are 4 suggestions that they've given me that I want to pass on to you, that I'm going to go away and read, and hopefully you do too. The first book is Hawks and Doves in Sudan's Armed Conflict. This book's about the Al-Hakamata Bagara women and their relationship in the 1970s Darfur War and armed conflicts since. So they were influential in the war and shaping society and stuff. And this book kind of looks into their influence, which is often overlooked in other pieces of analysis of Sudanese history and Sudanese conflict. It talks not only about what the women themselves did, but also how subsequent governments in Sudan have tried to use or work alongside the women for their own political gain and or positioning themselves in power. The second book is When Peace Kills. This book looks into the impact of peacekeeping and peacemaking efforts internationally on Sudan and South Sudan, how, although maybe well-intentioned through peacemaking, or less so well-intentioned if you think about it, the role that it has played may have actually exacerbated a lot of the issues that Sudan is currently facing, both in the way of corruption and also the type of political authoritarianism that may have come about due to the influence of the international peacemaking efforts. I think this one's going to be quite interesting because it is something we've seen happen globally, not just in Sudan. Sort of when international peacekeeping efforts get involved, sometimes they're not done the best and actually result in things getting worse. Number 3 is Darfur, A New History of a Long War. This is a updated version of another book, Darfur, A Short History of a Long War. So maybe go for this version, that's the one I'm going to get. It is from 2 authors who actually had first-hand experience understanding the Darfur War and its implications. They look into what caused the war, the kind of the background to it, the different sects involved in it, and also looks into how the African Union and the rest of the international community impacted and got involved in the war and what their responses were. So I think this is going to be a very in-depth, very academic look at it. So I think this might be the one to get a big overview of recent Sudanese history, so I don't know how difficult it'll be, but I think it might be that one to get for a big overview of things recently. And the 4th book, which might be the hardest one to get because I've been looking and it looks like it might be hard to get your hands on this one, so I'm not too sure about how you're going to get this one. But it is Civil Uprising in Modern Sudan, the Khartoum Springs of 1964 and 1985. So we know about the Arab Springs, popular uprisings against the governments. Well, this is what's meant to be the first proper academic look at the 2 springs that have happened in Sudan in 64 and 85. So again, I think like the last book, it might be a more academic and maybe harder look at understanding what happened, and this is going a little bit further back than some of the other books and looks more so at 2 separate points in Sudanese history, which is less covered by some of the other books that we were looking at. So I think although it's slightly different from the other ones, it might also be the hardest one to get, but that is the 4th of the 4 that I was sort of recommended by, I guess, people who have studied this at an academic level, which might be why they are suggesting books like that to us. So those are the 4 book suggestions I have for you about Sudan. Again, thank you to everyone who kind of helped give me suggestions, collated kind of resources for me. I couldn't have made this video or list without them, so big thanks to them again. I will try and put links to the books in the description down below. However, as I always say, do try and buy them from somewhere else before you go to the links I've got, and also try and go to your library as well. I know people have been asking for this video for a while, and yeah, I've not read these books yet either, so hopefully, we can together read these books and kind of learn more and expand our knowledge. I know people have also been asking for a similar list for Congo. I'll try and put a list like that together as well. I'll probably have to do what I did with this one and ask around, try and get feedback and try and get some help from people who are probably a little bit more clued up than me on this. So thank you for watching. Comment down below if you have any further suggestions, which would be helpful reading for both myself and other viewers. And yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you read a great book today, and reading is resistance.